Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Heisman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chansey.
Hey guys, this is Htown Wheelhouse here with Locked On Astros. I'm back at Consolation Field with the awesome and amazing Sugar Land Skeeters, and I am standing here now with Brett Conine, one of the Astros' top pitching prospects. Brett, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, you are from Southern California. You went to Cal State Fullerton. Growing up in Southern California, playing baseball pretty much year-round, going to Cal State Fullerton, how did that prepare you to get you from that level to the next level coming up through the big league system?
Honestly, it's not something that you can do yourself. I've had a lot of people help me out over the years, whether that was in high school, college, and even entering pro ball. But it's just kind of like sticking to your guns and just like learning along the way. You know, one thing might help you one year, but you get advice from a coach or another teammate another year, and you kind of see where that takes you, and you just work hard and just keep pushing on.
Good deal. So I was discussing some things with a friend of mine who basically he delves into the minor leagues, and I had some specific questions I wanted to ask you. When you look at some other pitchers that you've been with, I know you were a closer converted to a starter, and your walk to strikeout ratio is very good, which says to me that you've got excellent command and excellent control. Your changeup is lights out. Is that still your go-to pitch?
I mean, as a starting pitcher, you want to keep hitters off balance and throw all of your pitches. I do enjoy throwing my changeup. It is a pitch I feel like I rely on often. And hitting on the strikeouts to walks, like it's just a focus of more so attacking hitters, and the results take care of themselves. But, you know, climbing up through the minor leagues, you face better and better hitters. And so it's just kind of like learning what you can get away with and where, you know, the damage areas are, and just competing.
So I know, let's say you get the number 2 hole guy up, first at bat, first inning, and you have a plan of attack. Let's say you attack him one way, he strikes out. Do you attack him the same way, or do you know that he knows, okay, this was his game plan coming in, and what is the chess match there? Do you stick with, if it's not broke, don't fix it, or do you change that up?
That would be a conversation that my catcher and I would have in between innings, more so just talking about what we might start the hitter off with and just reading the at-bat from there. It's hard to plan out exactly what you're going to throw to the hitter. You just kind of have to read, you know, how his swings are or what he's taking and what the umpire may be giving you. So it changes at-bat to at-bat.
Okay, so in the spring training 20, we noticed that there was a lot of sweeping action to your curveball. Have you tried any variations with your curveball, like a 12-6, or have you tried to change that, or have you stuck with what's worked for you?
In college, I had a specific grip with my curveball, and at the time I thought that was my out pitch. And when I got into pro ball, I had multiple pitching coaches share with me different grips that helped me improve the shape of my curveball. That I would say is where it's at today, and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things I've heard consistently from all the guys that I've talked to about Sugar Land, about the Astro development program, is the amount of information they feed you and how it can be overwhelming, but it's an advantage because they break it down to you. Do you feel like just because of the detailed information they share with you, that is one of the key things that's helped you to be successful to this point?
Yeah, I would definitely say that since joining the Astros organization, the focus has definitely been on player development. And just as a player, you want to have an open mind and kind of take in information. That's not necessarily saying yes to all the info that they give you, but just to kind of process it yourself and pick and choose what you want to apply to your game.
Okay, yes, and that's, to me, it seems like here's the information, you need to use it to maximize, because what they're trying to do is make you the best you, because when you're the best version of you and you take the field, you hold obviously more valuable to the team. Now, on a more personal note, we do know that Jim Crane, it's well, I don't know if it's widely known, but he really helped you guys out, where he said, okay, minor league players, I'm going to provide you guys housing, furnished apartments. How big is something like that to have the owner of a big league club to reach out to the minor league guys? Because you hear so many stories in the minors about the struggles, about the bus trips. Sometimes you hear about minor leaguers sleeping in their car, things like that. How big is that to have the support of the big league owner on down the different levels?
It's very appreciated. I mean, money is always something that people look at for like job experiences and everything, but for us to be able to go out there and just focus on baseball, it just, like, there's no other way of putting it. It's appreciated for, all the way up to Jim Crane and to the players and all the other staff members.
So I know Bregman's back. Bregman is starting again. He's been here kind of extended time. What is it like to have these big leaguers? I know James has been here, or is still here. Paredes, you have these pitchers come through. You just had Pedro Baez. What is it like, especially from a pitcher's aspect, to have other major league pitchers just around you and to be around them?
Yeah, it's no different, like, necessarily when they come down. They're just one of the guys, but it is very helpful to pick their brains, just kind of get their experiences on what their thoughts are on certain hitters in the big leagues, or their approach, or the way they study the game, or the way they go about their business in the weight room, or prep routines and stuff like that. So it's just kind of a time where you get to learn from them and just enjoy their company, but also to just treat them as one of the guys.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've heard that a lot. I remember even when Josh Reddick was with the club, I remember he went down to Corpus and he bought them all kinds of stuff. And they say it is great when the AAA team was with Round Rock. My son and I were interviewing some players. Actually, Colin McKee was there. Brandon Belak was one of the guys we interviewed. And they talked about it's just cool having them there. And they really just act like they're one of the guys. They don't big league you. They don't, thumb their nose at you. But I think that speaks to the clubhouse environment that the Houston Astros have built. What is the clubhouse environment like here in Sugar Land?
I would say it's very much one. We have a very close clubhouse environment. Pitchers, position players, it doesn't matter. You might hang out with a certain group of 3 to 5 players one day, and it could be a totally different group the next day. And I feel like that's just because we all feel super comfortable with each other, and we're all just pushing the same way, and it's just a very enjoyable clubhouse.
That's awesome to hear that. And
hey guys, Htown Wheelhouse here with Locked On Astros, and Built Bar is the best tasting protein bar in the business. That's right. It is a protein bar that tastes like a candy bar. Why? It's wrapped in 100% chocolate. Most bars have between 130 and 108 calories, 4 to 5 grams of sugar, 4 to 5 grams of net carbs, and they have 17 to 19 grams of protein, just packed with flavor, protein, and great for the healthy, conscious guy or girl. Whether you're looking to lose or maintain weight, Built Bar is the way to go. Don't get any other protein bar because you'll be sorry. You'll be packing on the pounds with those other products. Built Bar is running a special right now. If you go to built.com and use the promo code LOCKED15, that's LOCKED15, you'll get 50% off your order. That's the same discount I get as a regular customer. Go to built.com and use the promo code LOCKED15. Let them know that we sent you. It's the best tasting protein bar in the world.
I want to go back into college. Who do you recall maybe that you played against that may have already touched the major league level, or maybe on their way, that you'd like to go up against because you were a closer? Was there someone a matchup that you maybe look forward to? And maybe that's the wrong terminology. Or was there someone that you enjoyed facing because you knew it was a challenge?
So going to Cal State Fullerton, our rivals was Long Beach State. And they had a second baseman at the time by the name of Jarren Duran, who is now with the Boston Red Sox, converted outfielder, and he debuted a couple of weeks ago, I believe. Yeah. He's doing pretty well, but he was definitely a player. I played with him in summer ball, so we were teammates at one point, and just going back and facing him again and again was definitely an enjoyable experience, and I'd love to be able to face him again in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that we've got big decisions coming up in December, Rule 5. I've talked to several minor league consultants, and you are definitely one of the top 3 names that they mentioned, like that they hope the Astros, hold on to. So with that just kind of looming, how do you attack the game mentally? Is that something that you just kind of put off to the side and you just do your job? Does that affect your game at all?
No, that is something that is way out of my hands. What I can control is the work that I put in and the goals that I try to attain day by day. And I try not to look too far in advance, because if I focus, too far out, I kind of miss out on opportunities that are right in front of me in the moment. And so for me personally, I just want to focus day by day and kind of work on my game and let other people make the harder decisions, I guess you could put it.
Yeah, definitely. I remember whenever Josh Rojas was with the Astros, and we had talked about he had a dip in his average, and I asked him what he attributed that to, and he said when he got to Corpus, he was trying to pull the ball, he was trying to hit the ball out, and that's not really a home run park, obviously, unless you're like Corey Lee. But it sounds like kind of the same things he said is not getting outside yourself, not getting too far ahead. Because I do believe, as a coach of young people myself, that there's good athletes and there's great athletes. There's a lot of great athletes that never became great because they never were able to get past that discouragement. Where is the one area that you feel like this season that you've grown the most?
Let me tell you about Bet Online, the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your sports action. Football may be over and the NBA is in full swing. The NHL is here and MLB is in full swing as well. Bet Online even covers awards, TV shows, and reality TV. Real-time updated odds and props on almost anything you can imagine. Bet Online has you covered for all the news, scores, and odds. It's the best way to place bets, and it's free to sign up. Head to the website right now and use your mobile device to sign up today. You'll receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Bet on how many wins the Astros will get. Will they get to 100 wins? Will Kyle Tucker be in the MVP hunt? Will Christian Javier or Lance McCullers Jr. be a Cy Young candidate? Will Yordan Alvarez hit the most home runs in the American League? You can go check it out. Go check the over and under on Michael Brantley's average of 289. Bet Online, your online sportsbook experts.
Honestly, the way I like to look at failures is an opportunity to get better. And if you let one failure define you, you're going to be in a world of hurt. Like, it's just going to take over your mind and just, like, drag you down. And if you kind of take that as an opportunity to get better and you kind of, like, flush it and get on to the next, because as a starting pitcher, I get to throw every 5 days. What's in the past is in the past. You can work on something new and improve. You might still have a bunch of season left. And so I would just say to focus on, one thing at a time. Don't let any one failure define you. For me, jumping to AAA, the hitters are definitely more patient. And these are guys that are also flirting with the big leagues, going up and down. So for me, it's just like learning what their approach is, how I'm doing against them maybe in one series, and then changing that to the next series. Or if I was doing well in one series, see what I can try and keep consistent leading into the next. And that's one of my goals, just to stay as consistent as I can.
Excellent. So I want to get a little personal here, not too personal, but so being from SoCal, were you into surfing at all?
I have never surfed, no.
Really?
Beach often, but never surfed before.
Okay, so I'm actually from the East Coast, from Florida originally. My dad grew up surfing, so I had to ask the surfing question. Growing up, who was your favorite baseball team? And it's okay if it's a team in blue and white, but who was your favorite baseball team growing up?
Growing up, I was a Padres and Angels fan, AL, NL, or vice versa. And I would say David Eckstein was a player that I grew up watching, especially for the Angels, being 10 minutes away from my hometown in Orange. He was a player that I like to emulate, being in the infield and everything before converted to only a pitcher.
So had you pitched at all growing up until you, like, in college you were a closer. did you were literally converted to a pitcher in college, or did that kind of start before you got to Cal State?
I was a pitcher, third base in high school. I even caught a little bit. It wasn't until college that I only pitched, and it's funny because like roles will find you as the year goes on. It won't necessarily be the same lineup that a coach puts out there day one as the last game of the season. So it's kind of just like filling shoes and just like seeing where it takes you, and that's what ended up happening with closing in college.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your time, and we hope that you can check out Locked On Astros, see what we got. We try to bring our listeners the best content. We try to bring them the players' voices, because you guys, obviously, you have the perspective that we don't have. You guys are living our dream. Many of our fans, they wanted, they almost got to the minors, or they almost got, and so keep doing a great job. All the success this year. We do hope here at Locked On Astros that the Astros do hold on to you, because I've heard of all your upside. I've seen your scouting reports. So continued success. Is there any closing statements you want to make?
No, I appreciate you having me on here. I enjoyed it, and no, we're just going to focus on the rest of the season and just take it one step at a time, one pitch at a time, and have fun from here on out.
All right, thank you. This is Htown Wheelhouse with Locked On Astros. We're your team every day. If you haven't had a chance to come out to Constellation Field, you've got to make the drive to Sugar Land. It's worth it. It's great baseball. It's a beautiful field. And, hey, you got some absolute studs out here throwing strikes, shoving on the mound, and crushing balls out of the park. Again, this is Htown Wheelhouse, your sports, I'll cut that out. This is Htown Wheelhouse with Locked On Astros. We're your team every day.